I'm so excited to introduce Laura Steyn with Steyn Style. She is a dear friend of mine and a bridal stylist, and we're here to talk about all things bridal. So Laura, tell us, how did you get into bridal?
I sort of fell into it naturally. I always loved bridal and wedding and love stories as a kid. I think when I was about 5, I was so obsessed with Princess Di's wedding dress, as everyone should be.
As we all were.
That I demanded that my grandmother make me a replica of her wedding dress, and she did.
I've seen that photo.
And I wore it everywhere, the post office, school, like everywhere. I lived in that dress, which was probably the first sign. Loved like Father of the Bride, just all of those things. So when I moved to LA, I was 18 and I had no job experience. None whatsoever. And I realized I was such a baby, and I was like, I think I might have to lie on a resume. Yeah. And I walked into a bridal salon, and I don't want to say I lied, but I charmed my way into a job. So I can see why. I've been working in and out of bridal, and also helping with behind the scenes with wedding planning and day of styling for brides on weddings, that in store for about a decade.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And how would you describe your style when you approach bridal?
My style is actually very personal and obviously professional, but I just think bridal is a very it's surprisingly a vulnerable shopping experience. I don't think brides have that in mind when they first start their journey in bridal. So for me, it's really important to create a safe environment for my brides that's encouraging. And obviously the goal is to find her dress. And if she doesn't find her dress, then she's leaving with a favorite or two that she has to sleep on. And if we don't find her dress the first time, then my main thing with my brides is I want them to leave empowered. Yeah. That's huge for me. So I am there styling, but I'm also just there being a cheerleader and an advocate through.
Which I can imagine is so important.
Oh, it's crucial. It's because there's also other voices in the room, and it's a very, it's the most self-expressive garment you'll ever wear in your life. But while you're moving into this new chapter of your life and you're learning who this new person is in real time, you're meeting yourself as a bride. And so if you don't have a stylist who's there holding space for you, then it can be really overwhelming.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, good on you. Thanks. I mean, I tried. You do your best. Do my best.
She's great. What elements would you say make for a successful bridal appointment?
Great question.
Thank you.
I would encourage a few things for brides before they start on their bridal journey. 1, the less people in your party that are with you, the better. Mm-hmm. 3 tops.
Yeah.
3 tops. There's almost there's a lot of FOMO around it of, oh my gosh, but I don't want everyone. You're going to have a moment with your dress, and the dress is going to be the final product on your wedding day. So you're allowed to be selfish, but also very protective of your time and your energy. So the less people you have, the better. You want those people that you do have to be encouraging voices. You want those people to be just have your back through and through, no matter what. And who are selfless. They're not going to make it about them. You feel safe with. That's huge, because one rotten egg can really it can just really sour the whole experience, unfortunately. And you get in your head, right? And so just being really intentional about who you're bringing. Have an open mind. That's really, really big, because you want to have an idea of what you want to wear and what you want to feel and what you want to look like. But I would say 80% of the time I see brides go the total opposite. And it's shocking and it's surprising, and sometimes it's a whole therapy session because they're like, oh my am I getting this wrong? And I'm like, no. So just leave space for yourself within that to be surprised. And just being open-minded and being kind to yourself is huge. Also, limited appointments.
Okay.
I have brides who do like 5 appointments a day. First of all, 5 appointments alone, you're just going to be seeing white. Be very intentional. It's so true. Research ahead of time. Research designers you're interested in. Look at bridal salons. Kind of get an idea. There's so much information out there that it's like, have 3 salons tops.
Okay.
Tops. You don't need any more than that. You are going to be seeing 8 to 10 dresses per appointment. So if you go to 5,
that's a lot of dresses.
That's a lot of dresses. You are just now seeing dresses and you're not instinctually going with your gut.
Yeah.
And you can just get in your head, which can ruin your entire bridal dress experience.
All good points.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't know personally, but
those things.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I'm buying vintage.
Yes. Yeah.
Vintage.
It's huge. Vintage.
So tell me, are there any bridal trends you're loving right now?
Ooh, I will say in both fall and spring fashion week of this year, the basque waist is just, it's killing it. It's killing it. I mean, but it's so funny with trends. It's always been around. If we go back to the Princess Diana dress that my grandmother made me,
of course.
basque waist.
Yeah.
So it never went away, but it's really having its moment. I'm so glad. It's just so timeless. It gives any figure just like a fantastic snatch. Bows. I love a bow.
Bows.
I love bows.
I love bows.
It's a very particular bride who's like, give me a bow.
Yeah.
But when that bride comes in, she's like, I want a bow. I say, you're my girl.
Yeah.
And I will say roses, not flowers, but roses.
Roses on the,
They're very romantic. They're super timeless, but I'm seeing a lot of those right now. Gloves have been like very popular. I see them kind of, it's never that a trend is phasing out, but it's a fun option, right?
Yeah.
So I would say those are the 3 really, really big ones that I've been seeing a lot in the past few fashion weeks.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Makes me want to get married.
But remember, a trend is just a trend, and a bride can wear whatever
she wants.
Whatever she wants.
Don't want a vintage dress?
Yes. Do a vintage dress. If you want a bow, do a bow. If you don't want a bow, don't do a bow. If you don't like basque waist, fine. That's okay. Yeah. Trends are trends. To each their own. Yeah.
There's always a lot of discussion around the dress. So how do you think that a dress can inspire the style and aesthetic of a wedding?
That's a great question. I think that it starts with knowing that the bride sets the tone. The venue is something that we want to consider, but the bride really sets it. So it could be whatever she wants. Sometimes a bride will say, oh, I really love this dress, but I don't know if it's going to fit at my venue. And to that, I'm like, you get to make it.
Yeah.
So it's so fun to play with because brides always are like, oh, I don't want to get my dress too early. But if you get it a year in advance, it's going to help so much with the aesthetic and with those little details, because until you can visualize yourself in the space, in your dress, it makes it hard for those little details to really work around it. But I love it when brides find their dress and then I just see them just like being so inspired and they're like, oh my gosh, wait, can you imagine like these flowers with it? Oh my gosh, yes. And I want to do pink. Like it all comes to life.
Yeah.
So the dress really does help. Absolutely. Yeah. But it's the bride in the dress that makes it. Yes.
I mean, as an aesthetic junkie myself.
Yes.
Hello, Supper Club.
Yes.
I've always wondered if and when the time comes for me, like what's going to come first, the aesthetic or the dress?
Or the dress.
Yeah. I've always been, who knows?
And but there's always going to be a through line because it's your style and it's your aesthetic. So it's like,
they're going to have leopard wedding dresses?
There should be. You can make you one. I'll find you one. My God, I will find you one.
Oh, we know what I want. If I ever get married, I already know what I want. I think every girl already knows what they want. But also, it can go completely.
It can go, you say that, it could go totally different, and
Yeah.
that would be totally.
I mean, I have two, and they're very different.
I know.
So-
I've talked about it.
Yeah, we have talked.
We've talked.
I've already reserved her. So, to wrap up this interview, my favorite question.
Ooh.
What are your 3 surprise tips for any upcoming bride?
Oh, like fun ones? Okay.
Yes. The more fun, the better, please.
The more fun, the better. Okay, hot tips. If
Hot bridal
Hot
tips.
bridal
Instead of hosting tips, these are hot bridal tips.
That's it. So if you're wearing a necklace with your gown, and you don't want it moving around, obviously,
Yeah.
put a little dot of eyelash glue right where you want that necklace to fall, whether it's like a little curl, and then it will just fasten to the skin. It won't irritate
You won't
the
end up
skin.
with the clasp in the front.
You won't end up, so you just literally glue your necklace in place. Not the entire chain, obviously, just whatever the pendant is.
Yeah.
These are all just fun in general. It doesn't have to be your wedding day, so steal them away.
Yes, please.
If you are wearing a thinner fabric like satin, silk, anything that's kind of a little bit more see-through on the body,
Yeah.
a lot of brides don't like it. Women don't like it when you have like everything's looking great, but you're like, ooh, I can see my belly button.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the silk dress, the
Yes,
slip
and
dresses
then-
for summer.
And then when you put shapewear with it, then you can kind of see the line sometimes.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is
Behave.
a disaster. Easy fix for that. Get one of the little nipple covers, like the little, especially the ones that with the flowers. You
Oh,
know-
the little petals.
Yeah, the little petals.
Yeah.
I think you get them at CVS. Put that on your belly button. Problem
Navel
solved.
gone.
Navel gone. You
Navel be gone.
no one knows how you were born.
You have no umbilical cord. Are you an It's not there. It's not there. That's amazing. I'm stealing that for my silk dresses in general.
Do it. Now, I would say the next one is purely bridal, or if you're wearing a ball gown of any kind. Brides always panic about. This is very you're gonna have to pee on your wedding day.
No,
Yes.
we don't. Girls don't do
No,
that.
we don't pee. And it's like they get so in their head about, oh god, everyone lifts up the train and this.
I helped so many. I've
Right.
been the maid of honor a couple of times, and I have helped so many brides in the bathroom.
Easiest way to do that is to actually lift the dress from the front and then kind of just
Oh, you squat over.
you squat over. So from the sorry guys.
So
From the
like you're
front.
more of like a guy.
then-
You're like a
Yeah.
guy standing in front of a toilet.
Yeah,
and
then you just kind of
you don't even have to sit down. You just
No.
hover. You squat.
you just hover in front and do a little squat-a-roo.
and maybe if you don't have the
Yeah,
quad
and that
strength,
way
your
you
girlfriend can
have
hold you
the
up.
train in the back
instead of over the.
instead of over the toilet.
That's genius.
Switcheroo, everyone.
Pee backwards.
Pay backwards. Well, you're not paying backwards. I guess you are. You're just straddling the toilet.
You get into
Just giddy up.
position.
You just giddy up.
Yeah, you don't back up. You drive in.
just drive
nose
in.
first. That's amazing. I mean,
swear.
I've been in the bathroom. My girlfriend had like a bustle situation.
Yeah.
And it
That's
didn't
another-
work. And I was literally sewing her into like her dress basically
Ooh.
in the bathroom after she walked down the aisle to like go to the reception. It was insane.
I'm going to piggyback off of that.
Yes, please.
Brides, for those you love who are helping you with your bustle, like Camille, for instance,
Hi.
make their lives and your life easier when you are in your final appointment with your seamstress.
Okay.
Videotape the seamstress
Yeah.
doing the bustle. Send it to your said bustle person.
Can you also like number the little
And-
number the tabs?
Usually they'll have them color coded or
Okay,
numbered.
smart. Okay.
Yes. So either bring the person with you to your fitting.
Because I've
and
been there.
then
You're
do
just
it.
under so much fabric,
It's a
and you're
lot.
just it's.
I
a lot.
end up always doing bustles at weddings. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Even if I've done it for brides I do not know very well.
Anyone know how to do this? It's like asking for a doctor on a plane.
Everybody's different, so I'm like, do you have a video?
No, I don't have a video. Steyn Style. Or Steyn Style.
So videotape it, and then send it to them because you're probably not going to have your phone on your wedding day, and you'll probably
No.
lose it like me. I found it. It's fine. You shouldn't have your phone on your wedding day.
No, absolutely
So
not.
send it to the person who will be doing the bustle. Wow,
Yes.
I said that 10 times.
obviously it's important.
But it's so important.
I've been there.
Because it's time consuming and it's going to be taking from.
And then you're adding adrenaline, you're adding like the pressure of like, oh, we're waiting on you. Yeah, no thanks.
All of that stuff. Yeah.
I just won't have a bustle.
One last thing, if your stylist suggests doing any kind of a waist to hem measurement and you're like, oh, that's an extra $200 or whatever, do it. Do it. They're not just saying that. Do it.
It's $200 to have them
I'm just
your
saying,
waist.
from a waist to hem, so that way you don't have to do a hem with the seamstress. It will be included with the dress. Usually that's not.
Okay, so I feel like you're talking about for them just to measure you.
No,
I can do that.
You're like, I can do that.
I can do that.
That it's made because you can save a lot of money with alterations. A bridal stylist isn't just saying that.
Smart.
Sorry, I'm just
She's a smart
now.
cookie, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Listen to your stylist. They have your best
Moral
interest
of the
at
story.
heart. That's what I'm saying.
She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Done.
Now I'm just rambling. Oh boy.
Okay. We haven't even had champagne
A lot of tips. My phone day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheerio. Ta-ta for now.